All right, I guess we're live. Hey everyone, Dave DeHaas here, and tonight we're going to talk about how to fix your cells. So this should be a lot of fun, because at the end of the day, what gets bad or what gets rogue, what gets cancerous is the cells in your body. So 4 natural laws of healing to fix the cells. So we talk about this a lot. By the way, so if you don't know who I am, you're watching this for the very first time, I'm a guy that got sick, a lot of sickness. I've had everything from psoriasis, severe allergies, and asthma. I used to just beg to have another breath when I was a young lad. I had allergies so bad, I took 3 shots a week. Summer was not fun for me. I always had allergies. Spring was not fun. It was very difficult growing up, and I had allergies, and I finally cleared them about 10 years ago, 10, 12 years, actually 12, it's 2018, 2019, so about 13 years ago now is when I finally cleared all my allergies. And it's through deep tissue cleansing. I've also had cancer, I've had adrenal fatigue. The list is pretty long anyway. And so what happened is I went on a journey because I figured out how I'm going to heal myself, because I learned long ago that chemicals weren't going to change it. Doing more of the same wasn't going to change it. And so I started doing a lot of reading and just figuring out ways to heal the body naturally. And the final missing link that I found led us to eventually establish what we do now, which is livingwaterscleanse.com, where we bring people into this healing retreat and we do a 10-day deep tissue cleanse process. So once you understand the mechanics of healing, you're going to quit chasing symptoms, because probably like you, I was chasing symptoms like everyone else. You know, if I had a rash, I'd get a little steroid cream. If I had allergies, I took some kind of a shot. I took a lot of shots. No telling how much mercury my body has got in it. But I've been detoxing it for it now for a number of years. And so what I want to share with you on these little calls where we come together is just the health hacks that you can do. And at the end of the day, as you know, when you get cancer, it's all about we get cancerous cells, right? And then that eventually becomes a tumor. So I always want to lay it out there, very easy, very simple steps, and what you need to know to detoxify the body. Because especially in January this month, everyone's out there doing some kind of, quote, detox. And the failure is that most of the things you're doing is not truly a detox or not truly a cleanse. You may be doing, for example, a juice fast. And that's great because you're giving your digestive tract a great rest. And you're getting micronutrients into your body, which is all excellent. But it's not truly cleaning out the body. So I want to talk about, in general terms, how to fix these cells, because the cells are the engine. Think of it as a car. And your car engine goes bad, you take it to the car mechanic, right? And you want to get that engine fixed. And so we got to get parts to the engine. So you take it to the mechanic, and he says, "You bet, I'll fix it up." And let me see if I can take myself off the screen here. Great. And he says, "Yep, I've got to get some parts." So I get some parts so I can fix this engine. I'll get it replaced. So he calls he figures out what it is. He diagnoses, you know what, you need a new alternator, maybe a new fan belt, maybe a new valve job, whatever it is. And this guy here, the guy's driving the parts to the mechanic, so the mechanic can fix it. He runs into a problem. There's a lot of debris in the highway. He can't get to the mechanic's shop because the road is blocked, right? And so this analogy that I'm using is, in your body, you have these roadblocks, and the blocks in your body is going to be somewhere in this system right here. Here's your intestinal tract, amazing system here. Here's the stomach, the duodenum, and then into the small intestine, and eventually everything exits down here into the large intestine. So you think about this, you got about 30 to 36 feet of intestinal tract. That's quite a long tract, and it's very, very important to take care of this, as you'll see here in a moment. Now, get this, you have a very important surface area, again, what they call the mucosal lining. And in the mucosal lining, you have what I call the shag carpet. And the shag carpet is what absorbs the vitamins and minerals and the nutrients into your body. And those really are the car parts that this guy is looking for. Those micronutrients is what this cell is looking for right here. But if the highway's all blocked, like we talked about before, it's not getting through this system like it should be, right? It's not getting down through here. And in here, you've got the surface area the size of a basketball court. It's huge. It's amazing. And you think about it, you got all this shag carpet, or as we call it, the villi, this closely aligned with villi. And this villi, if you've been eating pastries, you've been eating spaghetti, you've had some pizza, you've had bread, you've had just, life, you've been eating food, right? And no matter how good and how clear you're eating over time, a good portion is eventually going to get matted down flat like a tile floor. Now, how much do you absorb through a tile floor? Not very much, right? So we want to clean this tile floor, clean this shag carpet, if you will, and get this villi back to health. This villi can get literally chopped off. You can get little tears in here. Think about this. The average person's packing 12 to 15 pounds of old poop, right? And if you think about old rotting food, think about your refrigerator. Maybe you've left things in there for a week or two and it's gotten pretty pungent, maybe moldy. Think about leaving it in there for 20, 30 years. What kind of a gross, toxic mess would you be, if you open that refrigerator, would you be breathing in, right? Well, your gut's been doing its best, and it's going, and pretty soon it gets so toxic, it's going to tear little holes in this and create proteins going to go into this bloodstream down here, and it's going to get into that last highway. And that last highway, if the last highway is dirty, and that's the bloodstream, it can't get to the cells so that Mr. Mechanic can take them and put those parts, those vitamins and minerals, those micronutrients you're eating. You're spending all this money on juicing right now. You're spending money on good supplements, and it's not getting to the cells, and you're not getting these cells fixed. So we know for a fact, and this, most of this research on the gut's pretty interesting. It's came about the last 10 plus years, and there's a book written called The Second Brain. The Second Brain is this book is absolutely amazing. And what you need to know, and what the greats in our healing industry, like Dr. Bernard Jensen, Dr. Harvey Kellogg, knew, was this brain, this second brain, was amazing and powerful. So if you see here, it's probably hard to see in your screen, but if you can look up close, this is your colon or large intestine. This is the small intestine. But you see all these little numbers? Do you see all that? There's words here. So if you told me, you came in here, you said, David, I got a pain in my left leg. Well, you probably got toxic matter down this left-hand area here. These are nerves that go out from the colon to the left leg, or it might be, in this case, this nerve goes to the groin. This nerve goes to the perineum. This one to your pelvis. This one to your gonad. This one to diaphragm, spleen. This one to your left arm. Left ribs, left breast, left pleural cavity. It's a cavity around your lungs. Solar plexus, heart, upper lung, left shoulder, left neck, left ear, left mastoid. This is your brain. This is all the connections to your brain. 90% of the serotonin, your happy mood meter, is made here. Now, if you're one that has anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, everything, headaches, migraines, everything to do with how well this area here is living. So these are nerves, okay? Now there's more neurons in this area than your spinal column. Let me repeat that. There's more nerves here than your spinal column. So what are neurons? Neurons are like little cell phones, and they fire the nerves. Well, if you got a neuron covered up with poop, if you've got a cell phone covered up with poop, it's not going to fire the nerve, okay? So I'll give you a great example. I was refereeing a game one night, and I had a hip pointer, okay, just above my pelvis here. And I couldn't run. I could barely walk. I thought, doggone it, this is not good. So I had more games to do the next night. I thought, well, maybe I can get a massage therapist. She can help me out. So I scheduled an appointment with a massage therapist. But before I got there the next day, I came down late at night. And of course, the luxury of being here is I got to do some colonics. I did a colonic that night. Went home, my pain was completely 100% gone. Why? With a colonic, a colon hydrotherapy session, I got enough water up in here to remove whatever was blocking these neurons from finding these nerves, and it healed. About 5 months later, lesson number 2, I had what I thought was a groin pull. And groin pulls, if you haven't had one, they hurt. They take a long time to heal. And I did a colonic, and 85% of my pain was gone. 3 days later, all my pain was gone. I was able to go ahead and referee. I refereed 9 games that weekend, where before I thought, there's no way. The pain was so great, guys. I had to lift my leg to get in and out of bed. When I rolled over, it hurt. So we see this all the time. I had a contractor come to us. couple years ago, and he had a left shoulder issue. He couldn't raise his left arm to swing a hammer. Here's a guy that's swinging a hammer for 45 years. Guess what? Can't swing anymore. So he did a whole bunch of stuff. All the great stuff on its own, nothing wrong with it. Did a parasite cleanse, did all this stuff. And even his, the gal that was helping with this parasite cleanse says, oh yeah, your parasites are gone. Well, I said, I'm going to submit to you that you're probably not all gone. And sure enough, he started a 10-day cleanse and he got a lot of parasites out on day five. So each day we get a little farther in here, a little farther up. And guess what? He was able to swing his arm again. His shoulder loosened up, swinging that hammer, and he was great. And he got a truckload of parasites out, a truckload. All right, so these are all connections. This is the right side. Those of you who lost your liver, gallbladder, this is where it connects. So this is pretty common that when the small intestine dumps what they call chyme, that's the very liquidy digested food into here, it's got to go against gravity up along your right side. It's got to do what they call a peristalsis movement. Now that's when that colon squeezes and releases and moves that chyme up and around. It doesn't really begin to dry out until it gets over into this area. So what happens though is you get stressed, and pretty soon this gets really backed up in here. And this muscle that's 2.5 to 3 inches in diameter can get as big as 16 inches. And so when it's that way, you cannot, it's just backing up in there. And so you may be one that goes to the bathroom once a day, every 2 days, every 3 days. You can count on this muscle is stretched out. And now you got old fecal matter and the parasites hang out here. And now you've got a problem. You may not even know it until you've got a liver gallbladder attack. And then there's the sign, as they say. So everyone we get in here that either got an attack going on or they've already had an attack, they've already had the gallbladder out, sure enough, they do their 10-day cleanse, major impacts on the inside. So you see here, here's a little better picture seeing how all these connections, these nerve connections, this goes out to the spleen. Okay, so here's your brain stuff, mental speech, ego pressure. So this is really, see, here you go. Here's your gallbladder right down here. So it's all connected. So it's really, really, really important to understand that it's really important. But what happens over time, because of stress, your intestinal tract gets twisted, distorted. It's all because of stress, emotions and stress. And you stuff your stuff in your gut. And if you've heard that term, that gut feeling, it's because, again, you got more neurons there than your spinal column. And, these things get impacted, gets twisted just like this. And so if we're going to get the parts to the cells, to heal the cells, if you're fighting cancer and you want to get your micronutrients, you want to get the antioxidants into the bloodstream, we first got to clean the gut. We got to go back and clean the gut, clean out the shag carpet, clean this villi, heal this up, and clear that out. So, that is the simple health hack. Hey, by the way, I hope you guys can hear me. If you can't hear me, if you can't hear me, say something. If I can't hear you, if you're joining this, give us a like, give us a share. It's the only way, our entire whole system runs on word of mouth. So it really helps if you guys share this. This is simple information everyone should know. Because if you really understood the gut, you'd come fix your gut first. And I would submit to you, if you're healing your gut, everything else, if you're working with a naturopath, if you're working with a chiropractor, and I work with a lot of chiropractors, naturopaths, and they all know this, they get this. Many have been here and used our services, refer clients to us all the time. They understand that we make them look like heroes because we get the gut work, and guess what? They give you they muscle test you for the nutrients or the special supplements they want to put you on. You're going to heal faster, quicker, and better. If you're getting adjustments by your chiropractor, they're going to stay, they're going to work. And so it's not unusual we get chiropractors who work with the client's so backed up, nothing's working, their back's not holding in. When they do an adjustment, they come down here and do some cleansing and they get better. So do give us a like, do give us a share, appreciate that. So really important to understand this basic information of the body and how this works. So think about this villi, the shag carpet. This is the process. We've got to get those micronutrients in through here into the bloodstream. It travels to the cells. And now you've got, and the other cool thing is once you clean out the gut, you see here the villi. If you get this cleaned out and you get this healed up, those of you who have a thing called autoimmune Hashimoto's, Graves, you got leaky gut, Crohn's, colitis. We've had some pretty severe people come in here with Crohn's, colitis, these issues, and by working on cleansing, detoxing, giving them proper nutrition, that system heals up, and it's pretty amazing. I'm going to share with you guys tomorrow night. I'm going to probably bring some people on tomorrow night. If you come back tomorrow sometime, I'm going to have them on here. I'm going to put some people on here and just kind of show you some stories. And I've got some. They're amazing to me. 12 years of around this watching this healing process happen by people cleansing is amazing to watch these miracles happen. But it's because we're just doing the basic things. And Dr. Bernard Jensen, Dr. Harvey Kellogg back in the day. Dr. Jensen, amazing guy. You got a lot of books out there. Major guy in the healing field. I'm going to bring up a picture of him if I can. There's Kellogg. Let's see here. So let's just talk about Kellogg first. So Harvey Kellogg was the guy back in Battle Creek, Michigan. He was a gastroenterologist, did a lot of surgeries, and then one day he woke up and said, you know what? There's got to be a better way to help people get better. And a couple things he said. First of all, you'll never find a normal colon other than in a textbook, because why? Everyone's got stress. So he switched and he opened up this clinic, and he had people come and stay, and he'd treat them how to eat. They'd do lots of cleansing. And after taking over 40,000 people through his process with gastrointestinal disease, all of them healed except for a handful. So they all avoided surgery except for a handful. So that's a pretty amazing statement in its own. Then we got, let's see here. Where's Mr. Jensen? If I can find his. So he was a pioneer in the field of natural health care, and really the developer of the 10-day process. So here's his statement. I think this is really powerful. 50 years I've spent helping people overcome illness, disability, and disease. It became crystal clear that poor bowel management lay at the root of most people's health problems. In treating over 300,000 patients, it is the bowel that invariably has to be cared for first before any affecting healing can take place. Knowing the ways of keeping the bowel healthy and in good shape is the best way I know to keep away the grip of disease and sickness. And I got to tell you, doing this for this is their 10th year here at Living Waters, and watching people come in that have been severely sick. I mean, some people really I would say last year, definitely we had a guy, we came in here, he had 2 feet in the grave. There's not a doubt. I didn't know if he had lived through the 10-day cleanse, but he was, it was this or nothing. And he turned around. It's pretty amazing. And so anyway, we got a lot of pretty sick people, and it was just so much fun to see their face color change, the color come back in, they go from gray to pink, and they start being able to walk again, they start being able to move about better, their arthritis diminishes. And so just got to get rid of these toxin guys, open up those pathways. So understanding, again, what we talked about tonight is the hack for healing the cells is we've got to open up the detoxification pathways. We've got to heal the gut. We've got to get that blood clean. And we're going to talk about how we clean the blood in a future episode here in a couple of days. Can't give it to you all at once, right? So anyway, please do give us a share. Do give us a like. That's where I'm going to end it tonight. Hey, if you want to know more, I've got a great lecture that I did, a webinar. It's on our website. I'll put a link down here below here in a minute. And go livingwaterscleanse.com. Click on where the webinar is. I got 68 minutes. I put a lot of detail, a lot of education into that. So grab that, watch that. You can become really educated. And as I say, an educated person really understands what they need to do next. There's no guessing because now you understand the simple process of healing the body. All right. Well, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like, give us a share. You guys make it a blessed day.